All right, hold on to your hats, because Trump just dropped a wild curveball that's got everyone buzzing. He kicked things off by hitting pause on most global tariffs for 90 days, like a chill vibe sweeping through a market that's been wound up tight. Investors loved it. The Dow Jones shot up over 800 points, and the S&P 500 popped 1.9% right out of the gate. It's like everyone took a big breath thinking, maybe this trade war madness was finally cooling off. But don't get too comfy, because Trump didn't let China off the hook, not even close. He slammed their imports with a massive 125% tariff, his boldest swing yet in this non-stop trade showdown. Richard Quest from CNN called it a high-stakes game of tit for tat, and he's not wrong. China's not blinking either. Beijing's out here, saying they'll fight to the end, ready to slug it out for as long as it takes. But here's the twist. Some folks reckon this crazy 125% number might be exactly what China saw coming. Like they're cool with eating the cost to keep talks alive behind closed doors. Trump's playing it tough, acting like he's got all the leverage. But it's starting to feel like both sides are fishing for a way out without admitting it. Either way, the market's still jittery, and this tariff roller coaster's just getting started. So you know it's gonna be a bumpy ride from here. So while Trump's throwing that 125% tariff bomb at China, the rest of the world's scrambling to figure out what's next after this wild ride. He did dial back the global tariff chaos with a 90-day breather, and after the markets got hammered, losing an insane $6.4 trillion, the US Treasury Secretary jumped in to calm everyone down. They're capping most tariffs at 10% now, and it worked out sweet for Mexico and Canada, who snagged deals to drop theirs to just 10%. Investors caught a little break, but don't pop the champagne yet, because China's still stuck under that brutal 125% weight, a straight-up punishment for their earlier moves. Over 75 countries are blowing up Washington's phone, begging for exemptions or cuts, and you can feel the panic in the air. Analysts aren't buying the chill vibes. They're warning that even this 10% cap is too much, chipping away at global trade trust bit by bit. It's like everyone's tiptoeing around, waiting for the next shoe to drop. Experts are saying Trump's flip-flopping is the real problem. That dark cloud of uncertainty hanging over. Everything is killing business confidence worldwide. Sure, the US dodged a bigger bullet for now, but with China getting slammed and everyone else on edge, this whole tariff mess is still a shaky tightrope walk that could tip the markets right back into chaos any second. Okay, so while the world's freaking out over these tariffs, Trump's out here, getting distracted by, of all things, eggs, and it's a total clown show. With prices for everything spiking, including those breakfast staples. He hopped on Twitter last week and dropped a gem. Everyone shut up about the eggs. Yeah, you read that right. The guy's telling folks to chill about egg prices, while the whole country's flipping out over the economy. It's like he's trying to dodge the real mess by picking a fight with something random. Meanwhile, Biden's over there sweating his old campaign to keep eggs cheap, and Trump's just dunking on it like it's a game. But here's the kicker. Trump's still pushing this big bring manufacturing back vibe with those tariffs, swearing it's all gonna pay off. Except people are calling BS, saying he's not saving the day. He's cooking up a recession with his own hands. They're throwing his old warnings about Biden back in his face like, hey, didn't you say a disaster was coming if we picked Joe? Now, it's Trump's moves that are tanking things, and the irony's thicker than a brick. He's out here spinning it as some America First master plan, but nobody's seeing the wins he promised, just a whole lot of chaos. It's starting to look like he's more about making headlines than making sense, and folks are not laughing along anymore. So, while Trump's busy yelling about eggs and tariffs, Bill Maher's jumping in to roast him. Like it's open mic night and it's pure gold. Maher's calling Trump the unwanted birthday gift he's been stuck with for 25 years, poking fun at how he's been mocking the guy on TV forever. Then he takes it up a notch, digging into Trump's whole tough guy act, joking that his fans think he's so masculine he could jerk off 2 guys at once, while dancing to the village people and still look like the alpha. It's wild, over-the-top satire, but Maher's point lands. Trump's built this macho image that only his diehard crew buys without blinking. But it's not all laughs. Maher flips serious for a sec, warning folks not to sleep on this. He's dropping names like Hitler and Mussolini, saying history's full of clowns who got laughed off at first, only to turn into nightmares later. Trump's out here spinning that tariff wheel like a game show. Host, acting shocked when countries hit back, and Maher's like, this isn't a secret genius move. He's just not smart enough to fake it. The crowd's cracking up, but you can feel the edge. It's a jab at how Trump's chaos might actually stick us with something way uglier if people keep brushing him off. This mix of humor and yo, wake up is classic Maher, and it's hitting home hard. All right, so while Maher's busy roasting Trump, the guy's doubling down with a chaotic press conference that's got the world shaking its head. Out of nowhere, he slaps a 104% tariff on China, and the markets just lose it. tanking hard and wiping out trillions of dollars faster than you can blink. Everyone thought things were calming down after that 90-day tariff break, but nope. This move sent stocks spiraling again, like a punch to the gut for anyone hoping for a breather. Trump's up there not just swinging at China, but taking random shots at Germany too, claiming they went so green they almost went out of business. Like their windmills are the real enemy here. Then he turns on Canada, calling it a drug den, killing Americans with zero proof, just tossing out wild accusations about fentanyl trafficking. Like it's a movie script. Canada's not taking it lying down. Prime Minister Mark Carney fires back. I will reject all attempts to weaken Canada, and you can feel the tension snapping. Germany's scratching its head. Allies are getting twitchy. And the whole thing's a mess. Trump's ranting isn't just rattling the economy. It's making the US look shaky on the global stage, especially when he's dissing stuff like renewable energy with no backup. This press conference wasn't a flex, it was a flail. And it's got everyone from neighbors to rivals wondering what's next. So, while Trump's wild press conference is still echoing, the fallout's hitting hard. And the US is losing friends faster than you can say trade war. Canada's Mark Carney already laid down the gauntlet. And now the European Union's piling on, slamming Trump's tariffs as a gut punch to the global economy. Japan's chiming in too, warning about the chaos spilling over. And they're not wrong. This mess is shaking up everything. Countries that used to be tight with the US are turning their backs, cozying up to China instead, and it's a brutal shift. Even Doug Ford, a guy who once cheered Trump on, is fed up, saying it's unfortunate for the American people, but the fault lies entirely with Trump. It's not just talk. Nations are making moves, hunting for new trade partners to dodge the US drama. The vibe's clear. America's not calling the shots like it used to, and Trump's policies are shoving it into a corner. Inflation's climbing, gas prices are through the roof, and unemployment's ticking up. But instead of tackling that, he's out here, spinning the tariff wheel like it's a distraction. Allies are blocking him out, and what was once a powerhouse network is crumbling fast. This isn't just about losing a few deals. It's the US sliding off the global stage, stuck, watching everyone else team up while Trump keeps swinging and missing. Okay, so while the US is losing buddies left and right, China's pulling a sneaky power move that's leaving America in the dust. In March 2025, they straight up ditched US LNG imports, worth $2.4 billion a year, and flipped the script by signing a $1.5 billion deal with Australia instead. That's 600,000 tons of LNG locked in starting 2027. And it's a slick play. Australia's gas is 20% cheaper and gets there 10 days faster than ours. This wasn't random. It's payback for those US tariffs from a month earlier. And now China's flexing its muscle in the global energy game. Meanwhile, Europe's jumping on board, snagging China's redirected LNG shipments to dodge Russian supply headaches. Germany, the Netherlands, and Italy are all in, pumping cash into ports and storage to keep it flowing. The US, we're just watching cash slip away, stuck with piles of unsold LNG and canceled contracts while shipping costs go nuts. China's been cutting us out since 2019, dropping US LNG to just 5.4% of their imports by 2024, and now they're tight with Qatar, Russia, and Australia instead. This isn't just a trade hit, it's a geopolitical slap, with Australia, our longtime ally, stepping up as China's new energy BFF. America's losing ground fast, and Trump's tariff tantrum is only making it worse. So while China's leaving the US high and dry on the energy front, Trump's back home, acting like it's no big deal, and folks are absolutely losing their cool over it. He's stepping off Air Force One after a Mar-a-Lago trip, grinning about his golf game, tossing out lines like, "It's good to win. You heard I won? Did you hear I won? Like that's what matters right now." Meanwhile, the Dow Jones is tanking, dropping 200 points, and the whole market's freaking out. JP Morgan's out here saying there's a 60% chance we're sliding into a recession, and even Fox News, who used to be his biggest fans, is turning on him, calling this whole thing a poorly executed disaster. The Nasdaq's down 4.5%, the S&P 500's off 3%, and Thursday was the worst day for stocks since the 2020 pandemic hit, all because of his Liberation Day tariffs that were supposed to save America, but just set everything ablaze. People are feeling the pain big time. Farmers can't keep up with crazy fertilizer and fuel costs. Small businesses are shutting their doors, and workers are getting hit with layoffs left and right. BMW's even warning they might pull out of South Carolina because importing parts from Germany's gotten too expensive with these tariffs. Trump's response? He's doubling down, saying, the market needs to suffer to heal. Like it's some tough medicine we've got to swallow. But nobody's buying it. Fox News vets are on air, throwing out words like disaster and intellectually dishonest, and one longtime fan dropped a gut punch. I believed in this, and tonight I feel like a sucker. This isn't just some Wall Street problem, it's real folks watching their paychecks shrink and jobs disappear, and with allies ditching us. This trade war's turning the US into a total mess fast.